Most students don't lose marks in quadratic because they can't solve them. They lose marks because they pick the wrong method. I will show you how to choose the right method every time. Let's look at this example.
Now what I have here is non-monic quadratic equation. Now general form is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, and a is not 1. That's why it's a non-monic. Now I'm going to factorize and solve this quadratic equation I have, which is 2x squared minus 7x plus 3 equals 0, by 3 different ways. So I will factorize first and then I will solve it. Now that means I'm gonna find x values. Now because it's a quadratic power of 2, you will have 2 solutions, 2 roots. So I'm going to first use factorization by grouping. So first I need to split the middle term, which is minus 7x, into 2. And before I do that, I need to times first coefficient and the constant together. So when I do that, I'll get 6. Now I need to find the 2 numbers, 2 factors of 6 that will multiply to 6 and then add up to minus 7. Now automatically I can see 1 and 6 will give me 7, but it's not going to give me minus 7. So I need to make it into minus 1 and minus 6. So when I add them together, I will have a minus 7. But when I times together, I'll have a plus 6. So I'll be on the right track. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to rewrite this quadratic equation right now. So 2x squared, instead of minus 7x, I'm going to write a minus x minus 6x plus 3 equals 0. So what I've just done is I split it minus 7x into minus x minus 6x. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to group this into 2 factors. So let's have a look at the first group here, 2x squared minus x. What's a common factor? It's x. So I'm going to take the x out. And when I take the x out, I have 2x left and then minus 1. Now, I'm looking at the minus 6x plus 3. So the common factor, you might say it's 3, but in fact, it's a minus 3. Now, when I take the minus 3 out of minus 6x, I'll have 2x left. Now, with the 3, it's plus 3. So you might say, oh, how can I make minus 3? Factors of 3 could be 1 and 3, right? 1 times 3 is 3. But it can be also minus 1 and minus 3, because when we times together, you still get plus 3. So I can say the factors of 3 is minus 1 and minus 3. If that's the case, if I take the minus 3 out, I'm left with minus 1. So that is my second factor there. Now I can see another common factor in this equation, which is 2x minus 1. So I'll take the 2x minus 1 out, and I have left is x minus 3 equals 0. So we completed the factorization now. But the question is to solve it, meaning we have to find the x values. So this means we have 2 cases here. 2x minus 1 equals 0, or x minus 3 equals 0 to satisfy this equation, because one of the factors has to be 0, so the whole thing will be 0. So let's have a look. So 2x minus 1 equals 0. So that means 2x equals 1 and x equals half, because we divided by 2 there. So that's one solution. Or x minus 3 equals 0, so x will be 3. That's another solution there. So what I have here is x equals half or x equals 3 will give us a satisfaction of this quadratic equation. Okay, second one is factorizing and solving by completing the square. Now this is going to be a little bit tricky, so I want you to pay attention on this one. Now we have 2x squared minus 7x plus 3 equals 0. I'm going to make this non-monic quadratic equation into monic. If you want to use completing the square, you need to make it into monic quadratic equation. So I'm going to take 2 out. When I do that, I'll have x squared minus 7 over 2x plus 3 over 2 equals 0. All I've done was from the original expression, and I just halved it or divided by 2 here. So if I had 3x squared, I will do divided by 3. So that when I actually expand it, I will go back to the original equation. All right, and then I'll just divide it by 2 so that I don't have to worry about it. So what I have now is x squared minus 7 over 2x plus 3 over 2 equals 0. Now these two are the same. So it looks different, but they are the same equation. Okay, now I can do completing the square because I have now monic quadratic equation because the coefficient of x squared is 1. The next step, what I will do is x squared minus 7 over 2x equals minus 3 over 2. What I've done is I just moved this last constant into the other side so that I can just work on the 2 terms. All right, so let's do that. Now to make it perfect square from x squared minus 7 over 2x, we need to have the last term here. And then when I add the last term here, I have to add same value on my right hand side so that equation is valid. All right, so what will go into this one to make the whole expression into perfect square? I want you to remember this. You need to halve the middle term. So I'm going to halve the middle term, 7 over 2 divided by 2. And then square it. That's the last term. So when you put that in your calculator, 7 over 2 divided by 2, let's just do it here, you will get 7 over 4. So what you have here is 7 over 4 squared. So, and then you add here 7 over 4 squared. So we are adding 7 over 4 squared on the left hand side as well as right hand side to keep it balanced. This is a perfect square for x minus, because you know there's minus in the middle, and it's going to be 7 over 4 squared. And then equals, now we need to sort this out with our calculator. So if you put that in your calculator, you will get 25 over 16. Now I'm going to get rid of this square root. So x minus 7 over 4 equals plus minus square root of 25 over 16. Now, you know that's actually square numbers, so it'll come out of square root. It's going to be 5 over 4. So now we have a x minus 7 over 4 equals plus minus 5 over 4. So you know you were going to get 2 solutions here because one will be plus 5 over 4. The other one will be minus 5 over 4. So we will get a 2x values. So let's have a look. And if you put this in your calculator, you should have x equals 5 over 4 plus 7 over 4. And then you will have x equals 3 because it's a 12 over 4 to be 3. Or x equals minus 5 over 4 plus 7 over 4. And your x will become half. My final answer, I got 2 x values. X equals 3 or half. Okay, now we're going to factorize and solve it by using quadratic formula. Now, quadratic formula is x equals minus b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac and divided by the whole thing by 2a. Now, first thing we need to find are a and b and c from the quadratic equation. So here I have 2x squared minus 7x plus 3. So my A is 2, my B is minus 7, my C is 3. All I have to do now is use that quadratic formula to find my x values. So let's substitute. Now x equals minus 7. Okay, be careful. This is originally minus here, and we have a minus here, so we got double minuses here. And then plus minus square root of b squared. So I'm going to put that into the brackets because it's got negative. So minus 7 squared minus 4. A is 2 and C is 3. And then I'm going to divide by the whole thing by 2 times A, which is 2, equals minus 7 is just plus 7 plus minus. Please use your calculator for this one. So when you put that into your calculator, you will get 25. So that's 49 minus 24 over 4. So that is 25. So I'm going to simplify that into 5 over 4. So you can see x is going to be 2. Why? Because one of them is 7 plus 5 divided by 4, or the other one is 7 minus 5 all over 4. So that's what we're going to get. So if you use a calculator, the first one, 7 plus 5 over 4 is a 12 over 4, which is a 3, or x equals, when you do 7 minus 5 is 2. 2 over 4 is half. We got the x values, which is x equals 3 or x equals half. So I've used 3 different ways to factorize this quadratic equation, 2x squared minus 7x plus 3 equals 0, and solved it. And I have all the same answer, x equals 3 or x equals half. Now, you might ask, when do I use which one? Use factorization as your number one choice. Could be a cross method, could be a fraction method, could be a grouping method. Just choose what you feel comfortable with because it's a faster way. Quadratic formula is something if it's more complicated. You can't factorize it. You can't find factors that will make certain ways and it's taking too long to do it. Use quadratic formula. It'll work. Now, with completing the square, I wouldn't use it until when the question asks you to do it. Or if you have to find a vertex form or turning point when you're graphing. So ask yourself which one is the best according to the question you have to solve. Hope it helped. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See ya. Bye.